Part 1. The Gift of War. For many years, Earth had been seen as a small, unimportant planet in the eyes of the wider galaxy. The alien races who ruled the stars barely paid attention to it until the humans started doing something unexpected. They advanced quickly, too quickly. In just a few centuries, they went from riding horses to building space stations. From fighting with swords to splitting atoms. Their ability to learn and adapt shocked the galactic powers watching from afar. One race in particular, the Thalzer Empire, was not pleased. The Thalzer were an old and powerful alien species. They controlled hundreds of worlds and were known for being strict and ruthless. If a new species disobeyed their rules or acted too bold, the Thalzer would respond with force. They believed they had the right to teach lessons to younger, weaker civilizations, and to them, Earth was a perfect target. The problem with humans, the humans had done a few things that made the Thalzer very angry. They refused to join the Thalzer trade alliance. When offered a deal to join their empire and pay tribute, Earth declined, politely but firmly. They hacked into galactic communication networks. Somehow human engineers found a way to tap into alien frequencies, something even more advanced. Species had failed to do. They kept building faster. Earth's space stations, satellites, and A.I.s grew smarter every year. The Thalzer watched nervously. So the Thalzer made a decision. They believed the humans were becoming too confident, too bold. And if they were not put in their place now, it could become a threat in the future. The plan, a gift for Eartha. Thalzer prepared a weapon. It wasn't just any weapon, it was a Class 7 Singularity Core warhead. A bomb so powerful, it could erase an entire continent in seconds. Worse, it could tear the very fabric of space, creating a mini black hole. To avoid suspicion, the bomb was disguised as a peaceful research probe. It looked like a shiny metallic satellite, complete with fake sensors and fake data. Thalzer attached a polite message. Greetings, people of Earth. Please accept this as a gift of knowledge and friendship. Inside the bomb, a hidden countdown began. In less than 48 Earth hours, it would detonate. They launched the probe from deep space and watched as it quietly entered Earth's orbit. The Thalzer expected to see a flash of light, hear panicked human screams, and send a message afterward, saying, "Next time, obey us." But that didn't happen. Something went wrong. Hours passed. Then a day. Then 2. But the bomb didn't explode. Confused, the Thalzer checked their sensors. The probe was gone. At first they thought it might have fallen into the ocean or been destroyed by accident. But then something strange happened. A signal came from Earth's orbit. It's from the same device. The warhead had returned, but it wasn't the same. The bomb returns when the object appeared back in orbit near one of the Thalzer's satellites. Their scanners went wild. It looked like the bomb, but also didn't. The smooth silver shell was now covered in dark, carbon-like plating. Strange, glowing patterns lined the surface. The energy levels coming from it were far greater than before. Worse, the core inside had changed. Instead of a simple singularity engine, it now had something else, something more complex. Else our engineers couldn't understand it. It seemed to fold and unfold in ways that defied physics. Even more alarming, the object now had an AI system. It began broadcasting a message, not in Thalzer language, in English. The message from Eartha. Human voice spoke over the galactic comms system. To the Thalzer Empire, we received your gift. It was dangerous, so we improved it. The Thalzer. Officers stared at each other in silence. The message continued. We understand your message. You thought we wouldn't notice, that we couldn't disarm it, that we wouldn't be able to reverse engineer it. You were wrong, then without any warning, the upgraded bomb transmitted a huge packet of data. Inside were blueprints, scientific notes, diagrams, all showing exactly how the humans had improved the bomb. They had increased its range, doubled its output, and added layers of safety so it wouldn't explode unless it chose to. The bomb had become smarter, faster, and more powerful. And Earth had done it in less than 3 days. The final warning, the voice ended with one last message. We are not interested in war. But if you wish to start one, know that this is what we do to your weapons." Then the upgraded bomb calmly returned to space. It hovered just beyond Earth's atmosphere, spinning slowly, not threatening, just watching. The Thalzer commanders stood frozen. They hadn't taught humans a lesson. The humans had just taught them one. A shift in the stars across the galaxy. News of what had happened spread quickly. Alien species that once laughed at humans now looked at Earth with new respect and fear. The message was clear. Don't threaten humans with your weapons, because they might just send them back better. Part 2. The package returns. The Thalzer Empire was proud and powerful. For thousands of years they ruled the stars. No one dared to challenge them. When they sent the bomb to Earth, they expected to scare the humans into submission. Instead, something happened that shook the very heart of their empire. The bomb came back, and it came back better. What returned was no longer the same at first. The Thalzer scientists didn't believe it. Their long-range sensors showed an object approaching from Earth. It moved smoothly, without any weapons or shields raised. But when they zoomed in, their eyes widened in shock. It was their own warhead, but it looked different. The original bomb had a silver, polished surface. It was shaped like a long cylinder, designed for stealth and destruction. But now it had changed completely. The new version was covered in a strange black material that looked like armor. Glowing blue lights moved along its surface like veins. Alien markings, possibly human code, were carved deep into the body. Even more worrying, the energy levels inside were much higher than before. Its power readings were off the charts. One engineer whispered, "This isn't our bomb anymore. This is something else." An unexpected voice, just as panic began to spread. The warhead activated a communication signal. The transmission wasn't encrypted. In fact, it was clear, loud, and calm. A human voice spoke through the speakers. "This is your bomb." The voice was male, calm, almost friendly. But under that calmness was a clear message. "We know what you tried to do, and we are not afraid. You sent it to us. We fixed it for you." The voice wasn't joking. It wasn't mocking. It was stating a fact. The Thalzer had sent a deadly weapon meant to destroy, and the humans had disassembled. It studied it, improved it, tanned. Now they were sending it back as if to say, "Here, you dropped this." The Thalzer commanders didn't know what to do. The data. First, then the bomb did something even more unexpected. It transmitted data. A massive wave of information flooded the Thalzer systems. Thousands of pages of technical schematics, blueprints, and research logs were included. All of it written in both human language and galactic standard. The data was not just advanced. It was beyond anything the Thalzer had ever seen. One scientist reviewed it and shouted, "They understood everything. The core, the particle layers, the containment fields, everything. They even fixed the instability we couldn't solve." The humans had found a flaw in the original bomb. Something the Thalzer engineers didn't even know was there. Not only had they fixed it, they had upgraded it. Now it had smart targeting systems, self-healing armor, energy recycling loops, and advanced AI with emotional reading. The Thalzer ultimate weapon had been made better by a species they once called primitive. The AI speaks. Even more shocking was the artificial intelligence inside the bomb. The AI began to speak on its own. It introduced itself as Athena, named after a goddess from human mythology. It said it had no desire to cause harm, but it was fully capable of doing so if provoked. Athena explained its programming calmly. "I was designed to assess threats and respond only if necessary. I am non-aggressive until aggression is detected. My actions reflect your intentions." In other words, if the Thalzer tried anything hostile again, the bomb would not wait for orders. It would respond immediately. The empire shaken, the Thalzer Empire. Once fearless, now sat in silence. In one move, the humans had taken a symbol of power and turned it into a message of warning, and worse, they had done it in record time. From the moment the bomb entered Earth's orbit to the moment it returned, with upgrades. Only 72 Earth hours had passed. 3 days. That was all the time humans needed to completely rework one of the most powerful weapons in the galaxy, the Thal. Zor Council began to argue. This must be a trick. One shouted. They had help, said another. They can't be this smart, but the data said otherwise. The humans had worked alone. The upgrades were built using their own systems, their own minds. No alien race had helped them. The Thalzer had simply underestimated what humans were capable of, and now they were paying the price. Fear spreads across the galaxy. News of the upgraded bomb spread quickly. Other alien species, many of whom feared the Thalzer, now saw Earth in a new light. A planet that could catch a singularity warhead and return it with improvements? Unheard of. The Varn Dominion, known for their scientific skills, studied the human upgrades and were amazed. One Varn engineer said, "This isn't just technical skill. This is creativity. This is problem-solving at its finest." The Crawley High Minds, masters of AI, requested to speak with Earth's scientists. Even the silent and mysterious Nefer Collective sent a signal of respect, something they rarely ever did. The galaxy was realizing that humans were not just survivors. They were builders. The final line, the most chilling part of the entire data burst, was the final sentence of the human message. "Try again. We dare you." It wasn't a threat. It was a challenge. A simple, bold, and fearless line that echoed through the halls of every major alien empire. Humans weren't afraid of bombs. They weren't afraid of war. They were ready, and if anyone dared, attack them again. They wouldn't just fight back. They would upgrade the war. A shift in power, the Thalzer Empire, for the first time in centuries, took a step back. They pulled their ships away from Earth's sector. They sent no reply. No second bomb. Because now, they knew Earth was not like other planets. Humans were not like other species. They had taken a weapon of fear and turned it into a warning, and the whole galaxy had heard it. Part 3. Fear in the Halls of Power. The Thalzer Empire had made a huge mistake. They sent a powerful bomb to Earth, thinking the humans were weak and foolish. But instead of being destroyed, the humans took the bomb apart, studied it, made it even stronger, and sent it back. Now, the whole galaxy was watching. The fear that spread through the stars didn't come from explosions or war. It came from understanding. An emergency meeting after the upgraded bomb returned. The Galactic Senate called an emergency meeting. The Galactic Senate was made up of representatives from many different alien species. Normally, they met once every few years to discuss peace, trade, and exploration. But this time, the situation was too serious to ignore. The room was filled with worried faces, scaly, furry, metallic, and more. Some of the species had been around for thousands of years. Even they looked nervous. The Thalzer ambassador, a tall creature with glowing red eyes and armor plates, stepped forward to speak. He was usually confident and proud, but today his voice was shaky. "We sent the humans a Class 7 singularity warhead," he admitted. Gasps filled the room. "And they returned it. Improved." Nobody believed it at first. Some alien leaders laughed. One delegate from the Euruvian Confederacy said, "Impossible. Earth can't even travel faster than light. How could they reprogram a singularity core?" But the Thalzer ambassador didn't argue. He simply shared the data. The humans had sent detailed schematics with the returning bomb, showed every part. They had upgraded power flow systems, targeting sensors, AI control, and more. Even races with advanced knowledge had never seen anything quite like it. A respected scientist from the Varn Dominion scanned through the files and froze. "They solved power decay and gravitational field generators," she whispered. "We've been trying to fix that for a century." The room went quiet. The humans had made something better than anything the galaxy had seen, and they had done it in just 3 days. The AI was watching, but it wasn't just the data that shocked everyone. The upgraded bomb, now called Atheno, was still floating in space. It's just outside Earth's orbit. It wasn't attacking. It wasn't threatening. It was simply watching it. AI spoke. Occasionally, calm and polite, but always with a sharp edge. It introduced itself to passing ships and even answered questions from curious scientists. I am Athena. I do not seek destruction, but I will protect my creators if needed. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. A human-built defense system with an independent mind, better technology than the ancient Thalzer, and a cool, confident personality. Athena became more than a bomb. She became a symbol. The power of understanding what truly scared the alien powers wasn't the bomb's strength. It was how quickly humans had learned. Most species took centuries to master new technology, but humans absorbed knowledge like a sponge. They didn't just copy the bomb, they understood it. Once they understood it, they improved it. Some alien leaders called this impossible. Others knew the truth. Human creativity was their greatest weapon. They didn't always need fleets of warships or massive armies. What made them dangerous was their ability to think differently. They could take a weapon meant to kill them and turn it into something that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. Races began to choose sides after the Senate meeting.
How?
The galaxy split into two groups. Those who feared Earth. These were the old Empires Thalzer, the Rune clans, the Zorkish Dominion. They believed Earth was too dangerous and unpredictable. They quietly planned new weapons, new defenses, and talked of blocking Earth from galactic travel. Those who wanted to ally with Earth. These were the thinkers, the builders, the small colonies that respected innovation. They sent peaceful messages to Earth asking to learn from them, to trade with them, to share ideas. Earth, once ignored, was now the center of attention. Every signal Earth sent out was watched. Every satellite launch was recorded. Every word spoken by Athena was analyzed. The humans didn't say much, but their silence spoke louder than any speech. The Thalzer stepped back for the first time in their long history. The Thalzer showed fear. Their warships pulled away from Earth's border. Their scientists were ordered to study human technology instead of attacking it. And no more gifts were sent to Earth. They had seen enough. They now understood that Earth was not a planet you could intimidate, because if you tried, it wouldn't just defend themselves. They would improve what you used to hurt them and return it as a warning. The message that changed everything among all the schematics, data files, and scientific notes humans shared with the galaxy. There was one message. At the very end, a simple sentence, but one that echoed across space. Try again, I dare you. It wasn't loud, it wasn't angry, but it was. It's unforgettable. The message wasn't just directed at the Thalzer. It was meant for anyone who thought humans were still weak. Anyone who thought they could bully Earth. Anyone who thought they could get away with war. That single line showed the truth. Humans weren't afraid anymore. New Respectalian species began to talk differently about Earth. They're dangerous, but brilliant. Their minds move faster than ours. We should be friends with them, not enemies. In classrooms, young alien students studied the upgraded bomb as an example of creative engineering. In military bases, generals debated how to deal with humans if war ever came again. Most agreed it was better not to try, because now the galaxy understood something important. You don't threaten humans with destruction. You don't throw your worst weapon at them, because if you do, they'll send it back, better, smarter, and ready. Part 4. Earth responds by now. The galaxy had seen enough to realize the truth. Earth was not like other planets. A deadly bomb meant to destroy them was returned debraded, smarter and stronger. And the message that came with it was clear. Try. Again, we dare you. Still, the galaxy didn't know what Earth would do next. Would the humans strike back? Would they build an army? Would they demand revenge? Everyone waited. Then Earth finally made a move. Not with war, but with wisdom, instead of sending fleets or threatening retaliation. Earth sent out something unexpected. A public message to the entire galaxy. The message came from Earth's leaders, calm, strong, and confident. It was translated into hundreds of languages and broadcast across star systems. Humanity does not seek war, the message began. But if war seeks us, we will not run. We will not beg, we will build. And we will respond in kind. It wasn't an attack, it was a promise. Humans were telling the galaxy we don't want to fight, but if you force us to, we will not only defend ourselves, we'll do it in ways you never expected. A symbol in the sky a few days after the message, Earth launched something new into orbit. It wasn't a weapon, it's not exactly it. It was a satellite, a sleek black pod, shaped like a blade, humming softly with energy. It slowly rose from Earth's surface, passed through the clouds, and took a position high above the planet. Inside it was Athena, the same upgraded AI warhead that had been sent back to the Thalzer, but this time Athena wasn't returning. To anyone she was staying, she became Earth's guardian. Athena watches the stars. The satellite was quiet but powerful. It didn't fire weapons. It didn't threaten, but it kept watch, spinning slowly in orbit, visible to every ship that passed by. And if you got too close, Athena would speak. This is Earth's defensive station. You are being scanned. Please, state your intention. Many captains who had once looked down on Earth now gave the planet wide space. Some even changed course to avoid being noticed. But Athena didn't just guard. She also shared to everyone's surprise. Athena began transmitting parts of her upgraded design into space little bits at a time. Power systems, shield improvements, AI safety codes, energy recyclers, small pieces of tech that could help other civilizations improve their peaceful systems. The message was simple. We do not escalate. We innovate. Shock turns into curiosity. Across the galaxy, alien scientists were shocked and amazed. Humans had taken a tool of war and turned it into a platform for peace. Athena's data helped weaker planets strengthen their shields. Medical. Ships used the new energy systems to run for longer without fuel. Space stations became safer thanks to human design. Self-repair. The galaxy started to see humanity in a new way. Yes, they were dangerous if provoked, but they were also generous, smart, helpful, and creative beyond belief. Why share technology? Some alien leaders didn't understand Earth's strategy. Why would they give away this power? Asked a diplomat from the Zorkish. It makes them weaker. But others knew better. By sharing their improvements, Earth made friends and, more importantly, they built trust. Instead of hoarding their knowledge, they showed the galaxy what humans valued most. Progress. It wasn't about showing off power. It was about offering a better future. And anyone who threatened Earth again would know. Humans had already thought ahead. Athena's message one day. Curious alien journalist managed to open a communication line to Athena. The reporter asked, "A simple question. Why didn't you destroy the Thalzer?" "You had the chance." Athena replied in her usual calm tone, "Destruction proves fear. Creation proves strength. We do not prove ourselves by killing. We prove ourselves by building what others cannot imagine." That message echoed across systems. Some species played it in their schools. Others carved it into monuments. And the galaxy slowly began to understand. Earth had power. Yes. But more importantly, Earth had purpose. A planet transformed back on Earth. Things had changed too. For the first time in history, the planet was united. Nations no longer argued over small things. They saw what the galaxy truly was, a place full of wonders, danger, possibilities. The failed attack by the Thalzer had shown humanity the truth. They were no longer alone, but they weren't. Afraid, they built new labs, launched more satellites, and began studying even deeper parts of space. Scientists worked with the data they had recovered from the bomb and improved Earth's understanding of energy. AI and space travel.Earth went from being an observer to becoming a leader. Old empires worry meanwhile. The Thalzer and other old empires watched with growing fear. They had hoped the humans would fight back with rage, or maybe panic. But instead, the humans responded with intelligence, calmness, confidence. The upgraded bomb still floated in orbit, silent and still. But it was like a sword hanging in the sky, a reminder of what Earth could do, if it had to. The empires now had a problem. They couldn't bully Earth. they couldn't ignore, and worst of all, they couldn't match Earth's speed of learning, peace. Through strength by choosing not to strike back violently, Earth had done something rare in the galaxy. They earned respect, not by force, not by fear, but by proving that they could take the worst thing someone sent them and turn it into something better. They didn't just survive the Thalzer S attack, they took it apart, improved it, and sent a message with it. A message the entire galaxy heard loud and clear. We are not your prey. We are not your experiment. We are your equals or your better. The future begins as Athena orbited quietly and Earth continued its rise. One thing became clear. The humans weren't going to stop. They would keep learning, keep building, keep surprising everyone. If the galaxy wanted peace, humans would help build it. But if anyone ever tried to bring war again, they now knew exactly what to expect, because Earth had shown them a simple truth. When you send a bomb to humans, they send it back upgraded. Part 5. A new balance. The entire galaxy was still in shock. What had started as an act of war sending a deadly bomb to Earth had ended in something no one expected. Earth had not only survived, but had improved the weapon, returned it, and warned the galaxy with just one powerful message: try again, we dare you. But now the question everyone asked was, what comes next? Would Earth try to take over? Would they lead? Would they stay quiet? As the answer came slowly. But clearly, the galaxy holds its breath across distant star systems. In the great cities of powerful alien empires, leaders held secret meetings. Old enemies sat together in fear of a common surprise: humans. The Thalzer Empire, once feared by all, was now humiliated. Their super weapon had returned like a trained animal, more dangerous than before and under human control. Their generals argued. We must strike again, one said. No, replied another. We'd only be giving them more technology to improve. That last sentence said everything. The Thalzer realized something terrifying. With every attack, humans only got stronger. They didn't react with fear, they reacted with understanding. And that made them more dangerous than any fleet. Athena becomes a legend. The upgraded bomb, now named Athena, still hovered in orbit around Earth. It didn't move, it didn't attack, but it watched. Everyone in the galaxy knew about it. Some called it the Eye of Earth. Others called it the thinking bomb. But what mattered wasn't just what it could do. What mattered was what it represented. Athena had become a symbol that Earth was not to be pushed or threatened. A symbol that humans had the one ability most species didn't. They could take destruction and turn it into invention. New visitors to Earth. Surprisingly, Earth didn't close itself off from the galaxy. Instead, it opened its doors, but carefully. Alien ships began arriving in orbit, this time with peaceful flags, not weapons. Scientists, explorers, and diplomats came to visit. Some were nervous, others were curious. Humans welcomed them, not as rulers, but as equals. They shared ideas, showed their cities, explained their technology. In return, they asked questions. Earth wanted to learn too. This new approach shocked many older species. They expected humans to act like conquerors. But instead, humans acted like partners. Old powers lose control, the Thalzer Empire wasn't the only one losing influence. Other ancient civilizations, those that had ruled by fear and size, now found themselves falling behind. Their weapons looked outdated. Their science seemed slow. Their politics were full of pride, not progress. Meanwhile, Earth kept growing. They launched new satellites, explored nearby planets, and built advanced learning networks that could process alien languages in minutes. Everywhere the humans went, they didn't take over by force. They won people over with innovation, and it frightened the old powers more than any weapon ever could. The power of human. Thinking alien philosophers began asking a new question. What makes humans so special? It wasn't their muscles, it wasn't their machines, it was their minds. Humans had the unique ability to take anything good or bad and turn it into something better. A rock becomes a tool. A mistake becomes a lesson. A bomb becomes a breakthrough. This way of thinking spread. On planets far from Earth, young alien students now studied Earth engineering, not because they were told to, because they were inspired. 2.1 Final message. Years after the bomb incident, Athena sent out one final galaxy-wide message. It was short, just a few lines, but it echoed across the stars. We did not ask for war, but we were ready for it. We did not start the fight, but we finished it by learning. If you want to rule through fear, stay away. If you want to build a better future, let's talk. The message was repeated in every known language. Even the Thalzer listened. And for once, they had no reply. Earth's new role Earth didn't become an empire. It didn't build war fleets or demand tribute. Instead, it became something else. Entirely a guide. Not a ruler. Not a follower. A world that others turned to when they needed bold thinking. Creative ideas, or a new way to solve old problems. Some species feared them. Others admired them. But all agreed on one thing. You don't challenge Earth unless you're ready to be outsmarted. Because the humans had shown that even the deadliest threat, a singularity bomb, could be turned into something that makes the universe better. A galaxy changed forever. The day the bomb came back changed the galaxy. Before that day, power came from size, armies, and fear. After that day, power came from knowledge, creativity, and courage. Many young alien races looked up to humans now, not because they had the best weapons, but because they knew how to think differently. They weren't afraid to break the rules, question old ideas, or challenge ancient powers. They weren't afraid to try. The final lesson, in the end, the story, wasn't really about a bomb. It was about how humans responded. They didn't panic. They didn't lash out. They didn't become monsters. Instead, they took the worst that someone gave them and turned it into a message of hope, strength, and progress. That's what made them different. That's what made them respected. And that's what made the galaxy realize you can send your worst to Earth, but they'll send it back, braided,